Hello, military and aerospace enthusiasts. Welcome to our channel, Deep Dive Defense. Over here we take a deep look from unusual angles, which may challenge your mind. So let's dive right in. Today's topic is the so-called Missile-358, a hybrid weapon best described as a missile-like drone for air defense purposes. Described as a drone-based air defense weapon by Iran, it will be referred to as Missile-358 for the rest of this video. It represents a first-of-its-kind system, marking the beginning of a new type of weapon likely to be widely emulated globally in the future. The 358 is a micro-turbojet-powered miniature cruise missile designed to engage air targets with low kinematic capabilities. Revolutionary for its size class, the 358 allows, for the first time, a team of 3 or 4 infantry to carry the weapon and to threaten the 10-kilometer altitude zone. Previously, this zone was secure against most team-portable air defense systems and most anti-aircraft artillery weapons. Engaging targets at such an altitude typically required heavy air defense missiles and large mobile launch vehicles. However, this unique capability comes with the drawback of the missile's low speed. In past decades, the low velocity of such a weapon would have rendered it infeasible as an air defense weapon for anything beyond helicopter-type targets. However, the advent of medium-altitude long-endurance, MALE drones and other propeller-driven drones has incentivized the creation of this weapon, given the relatively low speeds of these drones. Without the emergence of MALE drones, a weapon like the 358 would be only useful against helicopter threats, which is, however, a significant concern for Iran due to the advanced attack helicopter capabilities of its adversaries. It is hence believed that the initial concept for the Missile-358 originated in response to helicopter threats like the AH-64 Apache during the 2000s. Iran developed the Qaem missile, a unique weapon derived from the Tau anti-tank guided missile, discussed elsewhere. It was enhanced with a second propulsion stage to improve endgame kinematics, enabling it to hit targets such as attack helicopters. It is believed that the team responsible for Iran's Qaem surface-to-air missile, topic for another story, also contributed to the creation of the Missile-358. To address the limited range of team-portable weapons, they transitioned from a solid propellant motor to a more efficient micro-turbojet, air-breathing propulsion. Another critical component was upgrading the guidance system from laser-guided line-of-sight command steering, so-called laser beam riding, to an autonomous system resembling a drone. This system is equipped with miniaturized flight avionics and a gimbaled infrared imaging seeker. This seeker can autonomously search, acquire, and track a target or allow for man-in-the-loop targeting by a ground crew via a data up and down link. The development of these miniaturized subsystems took over a decade, explaining the gap between the Qaem anti-helicopter missile and the Missile-358. The IRGC Aerospace Force Self-Sufficiency Jihad Organization is believed to have pursued the development of the 358 primarily to equip Yemen's Ansarullah with a weapon capable of countering the MALE drones used by the Saudi coalition in Yemen. This weapon would also be ideal for Hezbollah to use against Israeli drone and helicopter threats. The first indication of the Missile-358's existence came when a batch was intercepted en route to Yemen. When the US Navy released photos of its components, a secret weapon was revealed to the world, one that Iran did not initially claim responsibility for producing. However, it was evident that only a state with Iran's military technological capabilities could have developed such a relatively advanced and unique weapon. After the 358 appeared in Yemen, Saudi coalition MALE drones began to be shot down while flying at previously secure altitudes and distances. The downing of AH-64 Apaches also suggested the Missile-358 was responsible. Another notable event possibly involving the Missile-358 was the loss of a U.S. Air Force E-11A airborne relay aircraft over Afghanistan, 3 weeks after the Trump administration assassinated Iran's Quds Force General Qasem Soleimani. The E-11A, using a highly reliable twin-engine business jet as platform, crashed under suspicious circumstances. Although the aircraft fell in Taliban-controlled regions in East Afghanistan, it seemed improbable that Iran could have smuggled a heavy surface-to-air missile capable of reaching the high-flying E-11A unnoticed. The Missile-358, however, could have been concealed in a small vehicle, smuggled to Taliban-controlled areas, set up, and launched to hit an aircraft flying at 700 to 800 km/h speed, at an altitude of 10 to 12 kilometers. if a Quds Force team coordinated with the Taliban to position the Missile-358 in a naturally elevated mountainous region and targeted the E-11A with a head-on attack, the slower missile could have successfully hit the target. While the United States claimed the crash was due to a technical issue, Iranian sources indirectly suggested it was a shoot-down. Whether this obscure event indeed took place or not, it is interesting to note that the number 358, used in the name of the weapon, matches the tail number of the E-11A that crashed or was shot down. Whether this fact is a coincidence or rather intentional messaging remains unknown. A key enabler for a surprise attack with a missile like the 358 is passive acquisition, which involves no electromagnetic emissions such as radar waves or lasers. The Missile-358 can be described as a fully passive weapon system. The engagement process begins with a ground crew using a high-performance long-range thermal imaging camera to detect and acquire the target, either through early warning from other upper-echelon assets or by independently locating a suitable target. The long-range kinematics of the Missile-358 eliminate the need for accurate range determination using a laser rangefinder or range radar. A rough estimate of the scale of the visible signature on the thermal camera is sufficient. The weapon can simply be launched towards the detected target and will eventually reach it to attempt an interception. This capability is due to the Missile-358's extensive range, officially claimed to be over 100 kilometers, and potentially beyond 150 kilometers. After detecting and tracking the target, the Missile-358 is launched and flies towards the estimated interception region to scan it for a suitable target. Its relatively slow speed, estimated at 400 to 600 kilometers per hour, means it takes a considerable amount of time to reach its target. It is believed that the ground crew therefore provide mid-course updates via a radio data link. If this is not possible, the missile flies to the suspected region and begins a search pattern, with its seeker actively looking for the target's heat signature. Once the seeker acquires the target, either autonomously or with assistance from mid-course updates or direct data link from the ground crew in man-in-the-loop mode, the Missile-358 locks on and either hits directly or uses its laterally arranged laser proximity fuse array to trigger the high-explosive fragmentation warhead near the target. The key capability of the Missile-358 is its portability. Divided into 3 portable subsections, it can be carried by a team of 3 to 4 men. This layout includes the ground control unit, which houses the thermal camera for target detection and acquisition, the data link to the missile, and the potential man-in-the-loop system. The control, steering, and stabilization fins of the Missile-358 are easily detachable and reattachable. The missile itself can be divided into 2 or more parts if necessary, and the launch assist rocket motor can also be carried separately. Initially known as Soccer by Yemen's Ansarallah and Missile-358 by US sources, the name 358 was later confirmed at the IRGC Aerospace exhibition by its General Hajizadeh. The initial variant was later enhanced with a 5-antenna CRPA satellite navigation receiver to improve resistance to jamming or spoofing. Later, the Soccer 2 emerged in Yemen, an improved redesign of the Missile-358 with a simpler layout and likely higher speed, possibly featuring a parachute recovery function for reuse after unsuccessful interceptions. A third variant was observed in late 2023 in a low-quality photo, significantly larger with an estimated speed of 900 kilometers per hour, designed for more demanding targets such as HAL high-altitude long-endurance drones. Information on this variant remains scarce. For the 2 initial variants, team portable operation remains crucial, but truck-launched mobile variants with 3 ready-to-fire missiles have also been seen. Following the success of Yemen's Ansarallah against Saudi Chinese-made drones and US MQ-9 Reaper drones, Hezbollah in Lebanon first used the weapon in the 2023 Gaza war, shooting down several Hermes 450 and 900 drones. The success against advanced drones of adversaries like the US and Israel highlights the Missile-358's effectiveness. It has rendered male-class drones fragile assets vulnerable to neutralization in airspace protected by the Missile-358. Drones like the Bayraktar TB2, successful in the Azerbaijan-Armenia conflict, can be effectively countered by the Missile-358, a passive, long-reaching system with a minimal footprint, which greatly enhances survivability against strikes. Outside the role as a surface-to-air missile, the 358 can also be modified for the role of a non-line-of-sight miniature cruise missile against land targets, Future variants of its basic design, used for the miniature land attack cruise missile role, are almost certain to appear. One of the Missile-358's most significant features is its low-cost and simple, producible design. This affordability is why many countries are expected to develop similar weapons in the future, marking it as a true next-generation weapon. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video and like our work, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. We will try our best to answer your comments. Your support would be greatly appreciated and motivates to produce more content in the future. Thank you, and have a great day.